Right. G'day, team. How are we this morning? Wow. Yeah, beautiful morning here in New Zealand. It's been pissing down with rain. Hope you're all well. Just making sure we're all set up, ready to rock and roll. Once we're good to go, we can get into business. And hopefully, I'm sure by now you're looking at what I've got in store for you. Okay. Just going to do my normal checks, make sure we're all good to go. And we should be ready to rock and roll. Are we looking good? Hello, everyone. Yeah, there we are. Having a look at all my hellos. Pennsylvania, Germany. Good to see everyone here. I didn't hit the snooze. I did actually think that I would just hang it a minute or two just to make sure that my administrators on here would probably have a bit of a shock, because then they'd be like, "Damn it, we're gonna have to get on the phone and call Eric." Okay. Today, I don't think we've done one on a live stream. Okay, so I'm going to take just a short period of time to explain what I've got installed. Power strokes, okay, because we always talk about drag. We always comes up in discussion. So today I'm going to teach you a little bit. We've done one workout about experimenting with the drag, and today we're going to do a piece around actually using the drag for a little bit more benefit. Okay, now full disclaimer on this. You have to be in a position to know what drag you can handle for these type of workouts. Now, in terms of power strokes, ultimately we want to go up probably 40, 50 drag. So while we're warming up, we're going to do 10 minutes warm up. I want you to, as you start warming up, I want you to turn on your drag factor setting on the screen. So just for anybody that doesn't actually know how to get to that, turn your screen on, more options. At the very top, it says display drag factor. Okay, and we want to click on that. Now, while we start rowing, we may as well just do a little bit now. Okay, what I want you to do is, you don't have to do it quite yet, probably. Okay, but we row along, and you go, okay, what's my drag? Okay, so I'm currently there on 130. So I want to go up, so I'm on 5, so I'm going to go up to about 8. And so just depending on what you're at. Okay, that's a bit heavier. Okay, so I'm now at 183. Yeah, okay, so I think for this workout today, we want up to like about 50 plus 50 drag. Now, that's not going to be the case for everybody. So even if you're only a plus 20 or if you can do a plus 30, what we want to find is we just want a little bit more resistance. We just want a little bit more resistance on the machine, okay? Just because what it's going to do is it's going to just be physically a lot harder for us. We're going to have to think about our core and our back a little bit more, but also it's really going to work us at the same time. Okay, so with that, what we'll do is we'll do this warm up, 10 minutes. We're going to get, we're just going to slowly build up to our pace. We'll probably have a bit more of a change on the drag once we get to that 10 minutes. We'll get you guys to have a play. Okay, and then we're going to jump into some 3-minute pieces with a 60-second rest. So there's only 6 of them. And so what we'll do is we're going to do 2 of them just at 24 strokes a minute, okay? And you'll just be feeling that resistance. You'll be feeling what it does to your technique. And we're going to be focusing. So we keep the rating up a little bit because we need to keep the flow. What I've found with a lot of people that don't do power strokes or in the past have just been like burnt out and they get really poor technique is because you do it quite low. And then, of course, because the flywheel drops so much, it's still really, really heavy to pick it up off the front. Whereas because we tap it along a little bit, we'll be able to stay up on top of it. So we'll do 2 24, 2 26. Then we're going to do one of them where we just change every minute. We're going to go 24, 26, 28. Okay, that's our power strokes over. And then what we'll do is we're going to slip it back down to where we normally have our drag. and we're going to do one piece right at the end of it, which is 26, 28, 30, okay, on our normal speed. And trust me, you'll just be like, this is chalk and cheese. It's amazing, okay? So that's basically what we're going to do today. So without further ado, let's just start warming up. No specific warm-up stuff. Let's just, what I normally talk about over the period of 10 minutes. Let's just build into it, start getting up. I'll talk you through it, getting to a point where we sort of add our heart rates are getting up, we're getting a bit of a sweat on, etc., etc., etc. And then we'll have a play with the drag for some people, because even though if you haven't done it before, we want to be warmed up before you start having a play at where you think you can do it, okay? Same time, just want to make sure that we're not sort of mucking around too much either at the same time, because people that are all warmed up, getting ready to rock and roll, won't take kindly to the fact that we will be pissing about, okay? So let's go. So we're just going to start off, as I say, just with the warm-up. The first couple of minutes of this, really just getting loose, lumbar, building into that length. So by the time we've finished this warm up and having our play on the drag, we'll be good to do a little bit of work, okay? We're making sure we stretch out. Nice length. Really good. Sitting nice and tall. So starting to push our speed down a little bit. Getting a good hang. So while we're doing these pieces, because it's going to be heavy off the front, we just got to get the realization of the feeling and of that push of the legs and the body. And a nice carry back. Good. So we're 3 minutes into it. Sitting nice and tall. Really feel how long we can hold these arms out for. Resisting that temptation to grab and to pull Always thinking of the connection points, the feet, the hands, feel the lower back and the core. Right there, they're all in unison, ready to do a job together. Okay, so pushing down onto your training speed. So the speed, we can normally pump along at 20 on. You should be pretty close. Okay, getting the blood flowing. Getting a nice rhythm. One thing when we're doing these pieces, we've really got to think about our hands around the back, letting the machine do some work for us. Okay. We're going to be working a little bit harder than normal physically, with a bit more tension on the muscles. Okay. So all of this here has to be recovery, relaxation, work and rest. Good. So really pushing onto our training pace for this last 4 minutes. Heart rate's getting up. Let's feel that rhythm around the front, rolling in and around. So what we might do here as well is in 20 seconds time, I'll call it, we'll just go up for a minute at 22, okay? Just to get things flowing. And then we'll do a minute at 24 straight after it, okay? So here we go in 3, 2, 1, yep. So up to 22, smooth the hands, just like that. Okay, breathe into it, nice and relaxed. Just gonna get the body loose, working well. Okay, find that rhythm. Good. Good flow. Should feel nice and relaxed, nice and easy. Okay, in 5 seconds, up to 24. 3, 2, 1. Now, let's move the hands. This is where we're going to be starting our first piece. Good. Keep the flow. Good hang. Feel that push. Good rhythm. Right. Take it down. Okay, good. So what we want to do now, just so that I know what I'm doing. I want to make sure that you guys know what you're doing. Okay. Let's all jump on now. Okay. More options. Display drag factor. Okay. So go back to the menu, press more options, display drag factor. Okay. Now roll along. Now, if you have played with it before, you'll know what we're talking about. So have a look at your drag factor now. Have a look at the number. And then I want you to change your setting on the side by about 1.5 numbers. Okay. Now start rowing again, and you'll see that the number's gone up. Okay, find out what the difference is from that. So I'm thinking it was about 20. Okay, just roll along, good pressure. And just feel how there's a lot more resistance here off the front. Okay. Now, if you've never done anything like this, just stick at that. Okay. If not, let's go up a little bit more. Maybe another 1 number, maybe another half. Okay, roll along again. So right there, I'm about 50 drag more than I'm doing. Okay. I went up a little bit more. Okay, so I'm currently towards the top of 8. Now, if you do normally row with a high drag, as I say, I've just got a number in my head, and I think that number's about 50. 50 would be ideal. 30 if you're a novice at this, if you haven't really done too much drag workout before. Okay. And if you're not comfortable and you think, okay, my back doesn't like it, you know, I'm just sort of managing a couple of injuries, don't change what you're doing. Okay, just keep it at your training pace. It's fine. You can do this training at your training pace. Okay, we're just putting resistance in to make it hard for ourselves. Okay, in terms of the training. So let's do that. Okay, so we're good to go. Okay, so now that everybody knows what drag they're going to hit, leave it set. Know where your original position was as well at the same time, because when we get down to the bottom one, that's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so now we've got our drag set. We're just going to go in and set a workout. Okay, so let's go new workout, intervals that we always do, intervals time. Just take that first one up to 3 minutes, and the rest time is going to be 60 seconds, so 1 minute. Simple. Okay, there we go. Job done. That's us. Bob's your uncle. So we'll try not to muck around too much. So hopefully everybody's followed us. Drags up. Workout's very simple to work out and put in. We've got that. So we should be ready to go. I'll give people about another 10 seconds. Make sure intervals, 3-minute set time, 1-minute rest time, and then we're good to go. Okay, so I'm going to press my OK button now. I'm good. Now, so this is it. We're going to do 2 pieces at 24, then we're going to do 2 pieces at 26, and then we're going to one where we stitch 24, 26, 28 together. Okay. So let's get ready to go. Ultimately with this, it's going to start off quite heavy, and then we're just going to build into it. We're going to find our rhythm and we're going to find our relaxation. I'll talk you through it, okay? So as long as you're listening to me, we're going to get through this and it's going to get really good benefit out of what we're doing today, okay? So here we go. Sitting nice and tall at the front. First piece. Are you ready? Row. So we get our rhythm first. Okay, you're really going to notice the resistance. You've got to move the hands. The drive time is going to feel quite hard to keep sped up. So we've got to move our hands. Good. Feel the push. There it is. You should really feel the legs driving. Hold the arms out long. Okay, legs doing the work. The back's going to come through. We're not going to get a whip like we normally can. Yeah, feel the hang. Good. Both feet. Feel the push. Should really feel long arms here. There's no way we can pull without burning out the arms. Into this last 50 seconds. Press. Foot plate. Body opening out. Holding that pressure off the leg. Good. All the way. Great, okay. So you would have really felt how the leg drive feels a little bit slower. It doesn't feel like there's an acceleration, okay? This is all about the power stroke. So it's really, I can feel a lot more use of my leg and my drive for that long period of time, okay? Now, adjust your drag if you need to. Okay, if you think, man, that was way too heavy, come down a little bit. Okay, and otherwise we're back into it again. Remember, the reason that I do 2 at each rating. So you do the first one, have a look now at your split, have a look now at your meters, whatever it is. Okay, and we're going to try and do it better this time. Here we go, moving in. Now, always looking to do things a little bit better. From the front, move the hands around the back. Okay, we get into our rhythm. First 30 seconds. Now let's hold that. Focus in. Technique. Sitting tall. Feel the rhythm. So leave it there. Metronome. Let's focus the front. Don't make it feel too heavy off the front. Remember, push away. Roll around. Good. So we find that nice rhythm. We sit into it. Make it efficient. Halfway through. Feel the bodies. Carry the handle. Feel the loading coming forward on the feet. Good. Heads up. Breathing. Lat press. Nice. Legs are really feeling the push. Good. All the way to the line. Good. Wow. You've got a bit more meters in that one. Okay. Nice. Okay, so physically we're working a lot harder. Okay, the muscles are working quite a bit harder. Okay, we'll be producing a bit more lactic acid. Okay, and that's the idea around the workout today. Okay, nice and tough. It's short, not a long workout in terms of the physicality. Okay, but we're going to see some really good benefits out of it. Okay, so now we shift to 26. As I say, it's going to be a bit quicker. Really got to focus on our rhythm. Here we go. Building in. Now. Okay, we have to move. We have to try and create some speed on the legs. The ratio's almost going to feel backwards. Almost going to feel like we're quicker here than on the drive. Okay, breathe into it. Good. Get the push. Relax the face. Hang under the armpit. Good. Next minute. Around the front. Breathe. Feel the push on the feet. All the way. Good. Good hang. Long arms. Relax the shoulders. Shake it out. Last minute. Get the hands moving. Feel the core. Push. On the front. Yeah, all the way. Keep it going. Create and flow. Yeah. Trying to stay relaxed. All the way to the line. Good. Okay. Harder again. Right. Physically, it's right up there. Okay, because that drive just feels so slow, and then we're really quick on the recovery. Okay. So I need a couple more pieces to do at heavy. Same again. If that was really hard, really struggling to manage it, just pop it down a little bit, okay? No harm in it. We want to try and keep it above our normal if we can, okay? But we've also got to take care of ourselves, okay? So you take care of you. Right, here we go, starting to firm. Next one at 26. Look at your numbers. Let's beat it. Here we go. Yep. Move the hands onto the rhythm. Feel the push. Commit to the drive. Hang the arms. Push the leg. Nice. Here's our rhythm. Tap it along. Hang. Try not to load the front. Roll in and push away. It's just going to feel a bit heavier. Good. Focus. Relax the face. Feel the push. Feel the legs open the body. Swing. Carry. Yeah. Feel that under the armpit hang. Sitting tall. Core. Yeah, last minute. Rhythm around the turn. Nice. Good. Hang. Swing. Commit to the drive. Breathing. Yeah, good work, team. Nice. Stay on top of it. Away. Great. Okay. Really feeling it. Really feeling that intensity. The muscles are working hard. Okay. Trying to keep our setup. Trying to keep relaxed. Okay, doing really well. So last piece at this, we start off on that 24, get the rhythm, move to 26, second minute, last minute's at 28, okay? So we really got to move our hands. Let's give it a little bit more on that last one. Okay, last piece with heavy. Let's do it justice. Okay, firming up, moving into it. This one. Now, so onto that 24. Might feel quite heavy because we've been tapping it a bit higher. Good, excuse me. Long arms. Feel the feet. Feel the push. Good. Okay, breathe it in. We want to nail this piece. Good. Ready to make the change. Up to 26. This one. Now, add a bit more pressure. Spin the hands. There it is. Find the rhythm. Metronome. Breathe. Long arms. The other hand. Right, prepare to go up. Relax the face. Breathing. Here we go. This one. Now, 28. Give it a push. Legs. Remember, big muscles. Out of the shoulders. Hang. Breathe in. Relax the face. 30 seconds. Sitting tall. Commit to the drive. Commit. Push. All the way. Nice. Okay. Nailed it. Okay. Now I hope it was as tough for you guys as it was for me. Okay. A lot of resistance. Okay. A lot of pressure. Okay. Chuck your drag back to your normal. Do that now. Okay. Now this is going to be chalk and cheese. Okay. We're going to be able to spin it real easy. We're going to have great acceleration. Okay, and we're just going to have to tap it along. Okay, so this piece we start at 26, 28, last minute at 30. Okay, here we go. Moving in. Now. Look at that acceleration. There it is. So easy around the front. Feel the hang. Nice. Okay. And so much more speed generated on the drive. Acceleration. Hang. Easier to move the hands. Around the back. Pick up around the front. Good. Nice. Right, get ready to change. Up to 28. Now. Give it a good push. Feel that speed. Yeah. Nice. Feel around the front. Rhythm. Get the hands moving. Nice. Sitting tall. Acceleration. Feel the leg drive the body. Ready to change. Last minute. 30 right. Yep, now. Give it a good push, team. Last minute of the workout. Feel the drive. Tap it along. Good, long arms. Good, 30 seconds. Breathing. All the way. It's all you. Fabulous. Okay. What a difference. Okay. Power strokes. Been really hard to do. A lot of the time, quite underutilized in terms of variation and workout. Okay. It's So we'll do a decent warm down for this. Remember, don't stop, paddle along, and spend the first couple of minutes just getting our breath back, letting the heart rate go down. Just click back our menu, just press the menu a couple of times, saves our workout. Okay, we're going to natter over it later. Now we can focus on getting the body back under control, bringing the heart rate down. We should be looking a bit more active recovery at the moment. Just put a little bit of body weight behind the handle. Good. Hanging. Nice. That's it, breathing. I did feel like a bit of a meanie. I think we probably could have done with a bit more rest period. Comment, tell me, say yes, you're a meanie. Okay. But I will talk a little bit. Oh, bugger it, I'll do it now while we're all warming down. If you want to have a play with power strokes, they don't necessarily need to be too long, okay? Because the reason, if you do them quite long, you can find that as you get really, really tired, you know, you'll start to be like, oh, I've got to pull the front. You'll slouch a little bit. The drive gets slow, so you might be pulling the handles. So just because of the physicality of it, you know, you would have all felt how slow the leg drive felt compared to when it wasn't. It was just like, poof, legs are down. We're like, wow, okay. So bad technique creeps in when we're fatigued, when we're tired, or when it's heavy, okay? So if it's really heavy, you might find that you're like, oh, but if I lift off the front a little bit, yes, it does help. Is that good for your technique? Probably not, okay? So pieces up to maximum 5 minutes at a time, okay? And it doesn't need to be as high as what we were, okay? The only reason that you want to try and probably keep the rate above 22 is that if it's 20, it just gives the machine so much time for the flywheel to slow down. And then that exaggerates the power stroke itself and the heaviness, okay? So that sort of 22's probably about the minimum. 24 plus, you're actually doing a specific type of workout for a power stroke, okay? And that's what we did today. Now, you can experiment as well and go, well, maybe I do 10 minutes up at normal, 10 minutes back at thing, or 5 minutes up, 5 minutes normal. Just bits and pieces to just get a feeling about the connection, the leg drive, the way the body comes through, all of those little parts of the technique that we work on. You can really get that exaggeration from doing a power stroke, okay? So I'm just going to paddle for another half a minute because I worked pretty bloody hard in that, to be honest. Sorry if my chatting was a bit quiet, but I am saturated, put it that way. So when you think your heart rate's under control, things are getting back to normal, you can pat yourself on the back and say, well done, okay? So yes, as I say, I didn't give us a lot of time in for the rest period. Our rest period stuff is, it's a real balancing act between trying to work you hard, but then also trying to get good results. So a lot of workouts, you can change them dramatically just by the rest period. Okay, so short rest period, fatigue levels high. Okay, and then long rest period, you get a bit of recovery, the body's back into a bit of normality, and it's with having longer rest periods, it does take a little bit to get back onto speed, but you'll find that you can definitely produce a better result over the total workout by a couple of meters, couple of splits, whatever it might be. But when you have them shorter, the stress level's high, and ultimately it makes it bloody hard. Okay. Right. I'm just going to go back on some questions that I didn't really cover at the start. Oh, David, when you say 40 or 50 over, do you mean 40 or 50 over? Yes. Sorry, 40 or 50 over your number. Sorry, I thought I made that clear. That's all right. That's my bad. So if you row on 135, drag factor at 150, yes, somewhere around there. I ultimately wouldn't go any higher than 50, unless you're used to doing quite high drag factor stuff. Just because of obviously, David, if you're doing it now or you're going to do it later, you'll find out why. Okay. Thank you. It was my first time, David. Yeah. Thanks, team. We wanted to chuck it in a little bit of a different time so we could pull some of your UK-based people in here. The idea was that it's not too hard for me. You know, I used to be a rower. I used to get up early, but I'm not really a rower anymore these days. I like my bed. Bed's an amazing place to be in the mornings. So hopefully you all got something out of that workout. Okay. Now it's something that you can take into doing yourselves. Drag factor on the machine in terms of workout stuff is very underutilized, but it's also quite hard to do yourself. Because if you don't know what you're doing and you don't know the sort of workouts that you want to do, I would highly recommend not doing like half an hour at that high drag factor setting, just because, and it's something to watch out for, and it's something that I have to tread carefully on, because if I'm like, do this workout, do it up on 10, no, you'll be fine. Next minute, you're like, man, my back is fucking killing me this morning, then that type of thing you've got to manage yourself. So ultimately, yes, I did say to go up a little bit, but obviously saying to you that are watching that you've got to think about your body. So even after some of those workouts and on the first one, where as I said, if you think it's too heavy, just pull it back down a little bit, because if you've never done them before, it's a little bit around experimentation of finding out what you can and can't do. Okay, but you can take that further and do that with different workouts. Even doing when people do minute on, minute off, that type of thing. Sometimes you can just, as we've done before in one of our workouts, you can just go up and up and up and just try and find a little bit of a little bit more heavy back down to your normal, and you'll just feel that the legs work in a different way. They're a lot slower going down, which means you've got to have more core stability, more back stability, and this is where you can build some muscle. And that's why if the machine's used properly, and you do power strokes like that, that can become like part of a strength session rather than actually going out and doing like a whole lot of weight stuff. This is going to get you strong in a rowing position, okay? But obviously, you're not going to sit there doing deadlifts or clean and jerks for like 4 or 5 minutes. You do 10 at a time or 15 or whatever it is. You don't sit there doing 3 or 4 minutes, obviously. So that's basically the way around it. Right, let's have a look at some couple of questions. Greetings from Holland. Thanks, Ian van der Ent. Preferred the minute break, less time to recover and realize how much it hurts. Yeah, Sammy, it is, man. That's how we go. Edvard, what strength training would you recommend for a new 2K PR? So rowing specific strength training. Okay, so you probably need a strength and conditioning coach. But the fact is, if you're sitting there doing bicep curls and bench press, a bit of stuff like that, you're wasting your time. Okay, you need to be doing sort of deadlifts, clean and jerk, squats, seated row stuff. You do need to be doing the opposite. So you might need to be doing a bit of shoulders, lat pull down, stuff like that, just to work a few muscle groups here and there. But everything should be in a rowing stroke specific movement. Okay, so if you're trying to get better at rowing, rowing specific movement strength training is the way to go, because you're doing this, you're getting big biceps, great, going to be awesome on the beach, not going to help you while you're on the rowing machine. Gary, thanks for that. Yep, especially the workout. Yep. Glass of wine is in order. Absolutely. What would you recommend the bike erg for cross training? Yes, Danny. Any type of cycling is really good. Cross training. So the biggest thing that I've noticed, well, with me and a few other people that I know, rowing is low impact. Okay, running, amazing fitness, really hard on the body. Okay. The bike is another great way because you can sit there, read away. Now it's only really, it's legs more and obviously aerobic, but it's great. It's quite low impact, and you can just sit there. You've got to do a bit more time on the bike. Okay, so you can do 30, 40 minutes on the row machine. You've probably got to do an hour plus on the bike. Okay, it's sort of just the way it is, unless you're doing sort of sprint work, that type of thing. Another really good one is dare I say it, is the Concept 2 ski erg. It's amazing. So if you can get to a gym and they've got one, give it a whirl. It's like a ball slam. So don't think of it like a ski motion. Think of it like you're slamming the ball and you're driving your legs down. That's a really good cross trainer. So I just find that for anybody, it's all about age. It's all about time. If you've got heaps of time to do stuff, you can do a whole range of things. Swimming's really good. We all just know that we have to be doing fitness. Okay, it's great for our mental healthiness. It's great for the body, and as Simon said here, you can go have some wines, and I'm sure there'll be lots of beers being done. Would you recommend rowing barefoot, Sally? We've spoken about this many times. It's a personal preference, but I don't think you can see it here, but I'm just flicking off the amount of water and sweat that's underneath my, oh yeah, there it is. I can see it. Okay, that's a short session. So the bare feet thing, I still believe, and I've said it before, the flattest sole shoe you can possibly get, even like a loafer, is ideal, because you can get the feeling in your feet when you're pushing. It gives you the flexibility in the feet and the heel as you're coming up. And it is sort of a thing where you want to be trying to push as flat as possible. You don't want to have too much raised arches like a lot of sneakers and stuff do. So that's the case. Rowing bare feet takes a bit of time to get used to because of this bloody thing here. It's a bit hard on the bottom of the feet. But as you get lizard feet like mine, you get better and easier and understand it a bit more. Simon, yes, 5K plan. I'm filming it right now. It's coming. Patience, little pad one. Yes, it's coming. We're just working on bits and pieces at the moment. So, yeah, that's in the way. Head races. Yeah, straight to head racing. That's it. Everybody's missed the season. So we've got to do a few things here and there. And yes, I should have been more on the ball. The World Rowing 1,000-meter piece was on the Masters was on this week. I thought it was next week. That shows me I wasn't watching. So if you joined it, well done. If you didn't, next time. Okay, we'll get into that next time. So everybody, Gerard, everyone talking about training, how important is rest? Any recommendations? Now, if you're talking about rest in terms of general like training program, like how much time during a week, you've got to have at least a day off a week, at least. Okay. Ideally, there's a lot of science around doing 2.5 days, 2.5 days, and a day. Okay, so 2.5, 2.5, and then a day. So you sort of do, say, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon off, Thursday, Friday, Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon off, Sunday off. Okay, and that works really well. You'll probably find there's a lot of athletes around the world that do that sort of stuff. And, you know, it works in with the week really well. So this is where you sort of hear people saying 10 sessions a week or more, 10 sessions minimum. That's elite training type of stuff. That's where that sort of falls into. But if it was me, yeah, I'd be doing something very similar to that, because at the moment, I try and train 5 times a week if I can. I got golf and stuff on top of that, so you know. But those sort of numbers. But it is important, if you're training 7 days a week, you really just need that body to recover. And it doesn't matter if you train at morning or night, bits and pieces, but it's just allowing that body to just rest and recover and take its time. And it depends on your age, it depends on your sex, woman, you know, it depends on your cycle, all of this sort of stuff as to when you can and can't train, and what the effects does it do on it. Because the recovery is as important as the training, because if you don't recover, you can't train hard the next time. And if you do keep training while you're really badly like fatigued, that's where overtraining can set in. And then all of a sudden you'll be like, man, my numbers are terrible. I feel like crap. It's just because you haven't let the body recover. Michael, what drag factor do you recommend for regular training? Mate, jump back on there, Sensei. There is a workout. Have I got an admin in here? I don't know how switched on. Who is it? Won't be Rob. He'll be asleep. That there is a workout back on asensei that talks about adjusting the drag factor while you do a training. So jump on that one. Just go back through the videos. Crikey, it's probably at least 10 or 15 back. And that does a workout where we change the drag every minute or so, and you find out where it feels good for you to train for a certain period of time. Okay, and that's where you need to do the drag factor. I can't really tell you where to do it. I can tell you that a lot of athletes in the world train between 120 and 140. Okay, a lot of the females train probably 110 to 130. So that's a general rule of thumb, just because that gives you the ability to do low rate, high rate, everything in between. But it depends on what you're trying to achieve and how strong you are, how big you are, your age, etc., etc. Okay, so have a play with that. Can you ask the sensei if you can film sideways on like the live sessions, please? Yep, that's what we're doing. Sideways, all like this. Might do a couple of little bits in the front. We have done some. I don't know if they'll get edited in, but yeah, the sideways is where the go is. We've had that feedback. So everything we've been doing so far has been like this. Okay. I think that's about us for now, team. That was bloody good. We'll be back here next week. I might actually just we'll get a bit of feedback if you guys write some comments, whatever. I know that we used to do them at that thing, and I know we're not going to benefit everybody because some people probably like doing them a little bit later. We obviously pulled in a lot of Europe and stuff for this one. So if you like that, if you prefer that, especially the people in the US, leave a comment, say, yep, it's good at this time. I don't even know what time this is in the US. What are we, 10, 11, 12, 1? You guys have got bloody 3 time zones over there or something anyway. It loses me. So just give us some comments and we'll go from there. So otherwise, great session. Thanks, team. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, stay safe, social distance, wear a mask, listen to the experts. Don't share stupid fake news on the internet. That's all I've got to say. Right. Thanks, guys. Until next time, from me and a sensei. Peace.